Okay. How's everybody doing? Is anybody here yet? I thought I'd keep working on this for a little bit. I don't have much else. I haven't quite finished my character sheet for the other species yet, so uh, we'll just keep plugging away at this. Good evening. How you doing tonight? Hello. How you guys doing? I was sitting on the couch. I cleaned pretty much the whole apartment, so it looks nice and spotless right now. But I started watching Luke Cage on Netflix, and then just was like, oh, I want to watch another episode, but I have to stream. Also, I can just watch more tomorrow. Problem with Netflix is it's too easy to marathon a thing. Oh god. Studying environmental physiology. That sounds like fun. And by fun, I mean not quite so much. Yeah, that sounds pretty complex. I'll have to adjust the cropping on this in a little bit. Let me put their chairs in. His chair's gonna be a little more at an angle, I think. Back's gonna be different. Today was a good lazy Sunday, though. Laid in bed and played Animal Crossing while my cat laid on my chest for like an hour after I woke up. Avian systematics sounds much more interesting than that other one. That sounds like that is a much more interesting topic. what all's involved in that subject? I've never actually heard of that before. Like, not that I don't believe it's a real thing, I've not heard of it. There we go. That centers them a little bit nicer, so he's not floating off into space. The chair in over here. Oh, okay. Yeah, that seems like that would be much more interesting. Well, there you go, Dire Crow. So you could study that. You know, if you really wanted to. It's funny, was it yesterday? Yesterday, Nugget was asking me how I do perspective. Oh, Nugget. Poor naive Nugget. How I do perspective. I don't. I just kind of make it look like I know what I'm doing. And then I don't. The trick is not knowing what you're doing and just making it the best you can. Like, generally this roof is going to be at this perspective. And you can figure out the rest if it really bugs you that much, because I don't know what's going on. Nugget's not even here yet, as far as I know. I think the way in all honesty, I think the way I do, perspective now is a culmination of all the years that I spent studying studying perspective correctly, and now I can kind of guesstimate in a way that it kind of looks like I know what I'm doing, but for the most part, I'm just like, does that look correct? Is anyone gonna judge me for it? No? Okay, good. Unless an art scholar comes in and is like, that roof is not in perspective, I'm gonna be like, hey, does that look like that's correct? Good. Hey, stop sign! Welcome. We're all just kind of chilling, talking about school again. It's fun hearing you guys talk about all the cool classes and stuff you're taking, but I am so glad that I am done with that. There's such a level of, like, I don't know, lack of stress, I guess, that that happens because of it. Like, because I'm not doing it anymore. Does that make sense? What I'm attempting to do here? I mean, it's outside, but maybe they would have little curtains to, like, for at night, maybe? I don't know. I'm gonna leave that there for now, so... See if I kind of figured, like, maybe there'd be, like, vines, like, this stuff would be, like, vines or whatever coming down from, like, the roof, maybe? And then those. I'm not sure how I feel about the blind, so I'm gonna leave the blind off for now. That's awesome. I decorated my Christmas tree yesterday, right before we streamed. And then I finished decorating it after we streamed. My cat really likes sitting under the tree, but, I got a little decoration for the table, like, for the coffee table, and, she chews on it, which is a little bit of a problem, because I don't know if it's dangerous for her to be chewing on, but she does, so might have to put that up somewhere, you know, when I'm not home, just so she doesn't, you know, choke to death on something. Would like very much for her to not choke to death on a piece of foam. Because there's these little foam berries on the decoration, I just don't want her to hurt herself on them. I don't know how the gesture sketch layer ended up backwards, but alright. Is anybody else getting themselves set up for Christmas? I think my brother and his and my sister-in-law just sent me a picture of their house that's all decorated now. They've got some cool cool lights out, so it's pretty nice. Yeah, he's my desktop background, so he's always back there. Maybe I was thinking actually maybe on Tuesday. I know I still have this to do, but on Tuesday we're I'm actually working on a new version of that desktop background, so maybe on Tuesday we could work on this some more. But this is like the updated version of this background, and I'd really like to update this because this is like 2 years old now. So, you know, maybe we can update him one of these days. That's really weird. I don't know. You didn't miss much. I made a comment about how you were asking me how to do perspective, and I laughed. Because none of this is in perspective. And that's exactly how it should be. That's not how it should be. Don't listen to me. Don't ever take advice from me. That's the moral of the story today. That's your lesson from me today. Don't listen to me. It's really a paradox, though, because, you know, do you listen to me about not listening to me? Getting deep. How you doing? Tomorrow's Monday, and I'm not ready to go back to work. I want a pine tree. I want, like, more one of those tall, floofy trees. Tall floof. Tall floof. Or tall floof. There we go. I want to start doing more world building stuff again. The only reason we haven't been is just because I had a bunch of commissions and I haven't really had time to, you know, not be doing commissions. So, you know, now that I'm starting to get through my pile of commissions, we can try to do more world building type stuff. And then we'll put some clouds in. Nice floofy clouds. Floofers. Look at all these floofers. There we go. Beautiful. Alright, let's turn off the lower sketch layer, and there we go. Hey! I think we're making some progress, perhaps. Yeah, well, tomorrow's gonna be interesting because I never know when my coworkers are going to be, you know, coming in on the weekends. Like, nobody says anything, they just sort of show up. The problem with that, I have to do his, let's do his sandals quick before I forget. Ancient Greek. Or actually, Roman was a better, Roman. There we go. Yeah, that's better. Okay, they're just like a flat with straps. Okay. Yeah, so I didn't go in this weekend, so I don't know if anybody came in, and if people did go in, you know, what has changed? What's going to be different? So that's gonna be pretty lame sauce, I feel. I don't know. I enjoy this so much that I spend all day waiting to go home so I can stream, because I'm a loser. No, it's because I love you guys. This is fun for me, and I don't, like, honestly, I could do this all the time. If, you know, I didn't need money and shit, that'd be good. Also, fun fact about me, I'm really bad at human feet, so, you know. If I go to do this in line art and it looks like crap, I will fix it. This music's really, like, jazzy. Like, I feel like I'm, like, sneaking. Oh, and now it's gone. Do I like history? If people make it interesting. I never really liked my history courses that much because I was really bad at dates. I never, like, remember- I have a really hard time, like, as we have discussed several times, I'm really bad with numbers, so dates are very confusing to me, and how much time has passed in a certain, like, amount of time is very confusing to me. Distance is very confusing to me. I also don't see depth particularly well because I'm extremely nearsighted, so, I have a hard time with, like, history-related things. But, like, if it's simplified in a way that I can understand, I really enjoy it. Like, the, history of the entire world, I guess, was, like, the funniest thing I've ever watched. And I love that. I love that video because I did legitimately learn a lot about, you know, history through that video because it was so simplified and so quick, you know? But, so it really depends, I would say. But something's janky with that foot. I think it's... this part needs to scooch back a little. I would not say history was my favorite subject. Yeah, the one who did the history of Japan. Oh, that video is one of my favorite things. It's also like 20 minutes long, which is unfortunate because I can never get people to watch it because it's so long, but it's so funny. The sun is a deadly laser. And Japan might be so addicted to art that the military might have to take over the government. I mentioned that one to Nugget the other day. I don't remember why I brought that up, though. I don't remember what we were talking about that led to me making that reference to something. I think I was talking about the different, like the different focuses of my races or something, and I could not remember- I don't remember why I mentioned it, but I brought it up the other day, and that's why it's been on my mind. Also, I think it was you, Dyer, that linked the Tetris God thing. Thank you for bringing that back. I love that thing. That's just such a good video. Oh, forgot the dragons. I was about to be like, well, it's time to do line art, I guess, because I don't know what else to do with the sketch. But nope, forgot his tail, which is fine. It's easy to put in there. It's like tail. There you go. Done. Beautiful. Now he has a tail. Great. You could make a religion out of this. Alright, let's do this. Nope, not image size. What are we doing? Black. That was what I already did. Hang on, what size is this image? In inches. It is 8.5 by 11. I'm gonna make that slightly bigger. Oh, Mage, you're fine. Yeah, the only question I had about the dragon's feet were how many toes does he have? And does he have, like, a little, like, dew claw on the side? Those were the only two questions I had. Like, does he need this? And how does he have 3 or 4 toes? Like, how many toe bits does he have? Other than that, I think I guesstimated pretty alright. I think his leg actually still might be too small, though. Why would you want to chat with me in Discord? I'm here, live, speaking to you right now. I don't even, like, even if I did, I don't have my, I don't have my phone on me while I'm, oh, I drew all that on the white. No side bit, okay. Because he's sitting, I can't tell if his leg is correct. Hang on. Seems like maybe it's a little too long now. Like, that leg bit, and then that. That. Okay, no, that's actually a little bit better now. I keep trying to go to the line art, but I actually think I'm gonna put his other foot in down here, just to... Then he might have his leg... It'd be, like, here, and then maybe he has this one tucked in all the way. He would pretty much be sitting in the same place. Unless I tucked this one's feet up. I don't know if that looks awkward. I'm gonna put his other foot in like this, and I'll just color it in. So he has 3 tendrils, not 2. 1 on either side of his head, and the last one is small. Oh, so there's 1 on the right, 1 on the left, and then a little baby one on the left also? I just assumed that there was another one on this side behind his head. I'll erase this one. So it's more like that. So he's got this little baby one up here. And then 1 big one, and then another one. Is this another little tendril? I was wondering what this line here was. He has large lizard friend. I assume Big Dragon Friend is just always warm, maybe? And stop sign, the lag would always be present even if we were on Discord, because the there's a delay between when I speak and when Twitch plays it for you. It's like a 5 to it depends on what your connection's like, but it's usually like a 5 to 30-second delay. I have no control over it, and I wish I did, because it doesn't sometimes it's a little annoying, but he has 2 sets of 3-1 on both sides of his head. Oh, so he has, like... Oh, okay, hang on. I understand. So this little bit here, is this also a little tendril? Oh, it is. Oh, okay. Okay, I got you. Hang on. Okay, I understand. I understand what has occurred here. That this little guy here. And there's still one on this side, which I'm going to make a little bit smaller. Stand, I see. So it's like that. I didn't realize that little wedge was a tendril because it didn't have the gold band on it, so I just assumed that it wasn't one. I thought it was maybe like a stray line or like part of his neck muscles. I didn't realize that it was actually a tendril. So there you go. Beautiful. Well, there you go. That answers the question. He is an ice dragon. The shiny boy is an ice dragon. Alright, now he is ready. I'm going to do something that I don't usually do, because it triggers me. But we're going to merge this down into the background, and I am going to put a white layer on here because I fucked up the background. So we're going to do it a little bit differently this time. We're going to do the sketch like that, because usually what I do is I take the sketch layer and I just lower the opacity by like 20% and I leave the white background alone. But I accidentally put the buildings on the white background, and so instead of trying to crop them out and cut them and paste them and merge them and whatever, I'm just gonna merge them all together. Actually, you know what? How much did get stuck on there? It's not that much. Maybe I should just crop it out. How difficult would that be? Oh, that doesn't look like shit. Okay, I thought that was gonna look worse. Never mind, we'll do it this way. We'll do it the right way. Roughly like that. Right, so... Okay, all is well. We'll just do everything the right way. There we go. Where are you going? I have slit eyes. Not really. Are they meant to be slits? I'm not really sure what's going on here. It doesn't look like he has much of a pupil. Oh, so I have a good story for you guys from today playing Animal Crossing. So I was playing Animal Crossing Pocket Camp, and if you know, if you guys are playing that, I can give you guys my friend code. But I was doing requests for the animals that are in my camp, and I went to Goldie, who's the little, she's the little, well, she's the golden retriever. She's the little yellow dog you get at the beginning, and I went to her, and she didn't have any requests for me, so I asked her, you know, talk to me, so she would get points for. So I could, like, level up my friendship for listening to her. And she goes, your camper is so cool. is it fun to go out on road trips and stuff? I bet that's a blast. The last time I went on a road trip, it didn't end well for the car. And got all sad, and I'm like, Goldie, what did you do? Like, number one, there was a reference to an animal driving a vehicle in an Animal Crossing game, which I guess is not that abnormal, because, like, somebody had to drive the train and whatever in the other Animal Crossing games, but, like, there's mention now of a villager driving a car and crashing said car, or I don't know what she did to it, but the camping trip did not end well for the car. I did not expect that out of any of the animals, and I certainly did not expect it from Goldie, of all people. What did you do? I don't know, I've never gotten that response from an animal before, and it was so funny. That game is so good. I don't know what happened. Actually, here we go. In case you guys didn't see it in the Discord because you had to download it, this is Tex. Tex is my favorite, and I found him outside my camp just dancing with a fan, and it was beautiful, so I took a video of it. And he cracks me up. Yeah, we don't know where he got. I mean, it obviously it's a pre-generated animation they can do, but my sister was like, "Where did he get the fans?" I'm like, "I don't know where he got the fans." Boop, 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 boop. Like, he just dances. I don't know, I found him outside the camp doing that. It was funny. I love him. The thing that's funny, though, is that, like, his catchphrase is picante, which is, and I'm sure I'm pronouncing that horribly because I don't speak Spanish, but it's Spanish for spicy. I'm pretty sure. So, his catchphrase is spicy. And I can't picture him now with anything but the voice of the cat, Puss in Boots from Shrek. Like, I picture him talking like a suave, like, Spanish person. Like, you know, that stereotypical, like, suave Spanish man. I just picture him with that voice now, and it just cracks me up every time he speaks to me. And I can't do an accent, so I'm not gonna try to do it. I just picture it, and it makes me laugh. Oh my god, Apollo is great. He's like an old man. I bought him an electric guitar because he asked for it, and it's Christmas, so. And it was really funny, too, because I bought him the little guitar, and, like, the anime, like, you know, if you buy them something, like I bought the outdoor area I bought for the upper right quadrant is, like, a street corner with a guitar on it, so the animals will sit and play the guitar sometimes. Or they'll sit on the couch and, like, play with a cup of coffee or whatever, or they'll sleep. And there's, like, little animations that go along with each object, but after I gave him the guitar, and I was like, oh yeah, here, I bought you a guitar, he, like, thanked me for the, or it was an electric bass. He thanked me for the electric bass, and then I found him standing in front of it, at it, you know, where I had placed it. But to play the electric bass, you have to just tap the A button. The character kind of, like, the character kind of lifts their arms and just, like, reaches at it, like, once, like, really quick. It's like a quick, like, boop. Like, they just, like, touch it and then go back to a regular, like, standing position. And I thought it was just the human character that does that, and I assumed that the animal characters would be able to pick it up and play with it, but Apollo is just standing there, just poking it. And it was just going, whop, whop, whop. It was just, like, making these little, like, tiny guitar noises as he was standing there just jabbing at it with his wings, and it was really funny. He's such a great, like, old man character, though. He was very excited about his guitar. See, now, Goldie, I was a little bit disappointed with Goldie, though. She wanted a harpsichord really bad, and so I bought her the harpsichord, but I didn't realize that she was maxed out on happiness. So I didn't get any experience for it. Like, I got all the items she gives you, but I didn't get any experience for buying her the harpsichord because she couldn't go up in happiness anymore. So that was a little bit unfortunate, but And also, a harpsichord is fucking huge, so I had nowhere to put it, so I basically put it out in the middle of the camp, told her I bought it for her, and then immediately took it away because I had nowhere to put it. If I had space for it, I would leave it out for her, but it's huge. Like, Apollo wanted the electric bass, and it's only one tile big, so it fits, you know? Photo of me? I'm sure there's one floating around on the internet somewhere. That's a picture of me holding my cat. That's her. Yeah, that's my cat licking my face. So pretty close. I need glasses, but unfortunately, the big black glasses are not in this game. For some reason, the only option for glasses you have is the little tiny blue ones, and that's it. I think so. For comparison. Also, I made this right after Game of Thrones, and you can hardly see it because it's super dark. And also, this is a picture that made me almost pee myself one day because I was watching the new, the new Pokemon just to see how it was, and this happened. So. I have not yet. I think the biggest animals I've met so far, I've met 2 lions. I met, Pee-wee, the gorilla. I enjoy him quite a bit. Like, he's a funny character. I enjoy his personality, but he's so ugly. And I feel really bad about saying that, but he's so ugly. Like, the gorillas look terrible. And I feel really bad. Like, or at least the dark-colored gorillas do. Actually, they all look horrible. In the regular Animal Crossing game, I had, in Animal Crossing New Leaf, I had the white gorilla, Hans. And he didn't look horrible, but I don't know, I don't really like Pee-wee's, like, mouth. It freaks me out a little bit. I mean, if it makes you feel any better in the new Pokemon, James is still the best thing to happen to that series, so... Despite the fact that his voice actor is different, he is still the best thing. Here, let me look up, That's fine. I can't spell, that's fine. Are there other big... I'm trying to remember now if there are even other big birds. There's a crocodile. Hollow... I don't remember who all was in here now. I'm actually surprised they only put 1 wolf in. I am surprised by the fact that there's only 1 wolf. No, Apollo's the only large bird. I want Stella really bad. I have not run into her yet, though. A lot of these characters I'm a little bit surprised they put in, actually. Like... Who is Charlize? I don't know who that is. I don't know. So I guess there aren't any other big birds. I hate ketchup, too. My least favorite animal currently is Rosie, though. I don't like the animals that have the attitude where they're like... Where, like, when you give them stuff, they're like, oh, wow, a gift from a fan? I love it. Like, no, I'm not your fan. You're not a celebrity. Shut up. I'm giving you a gift because I want to be nice to you. Stop acting like I'm doing it because I want to get your attention. I don't even know who that is, so... My New Leaf town, I had Iggly, of course. Iggly's the only one I care about, and he's not in Pocket Camp, and I'm mad about it. But I had Iggly, Hans, who is the white gorilla. I had Stella, who's the sheep. I had Epona and Medley. I had both of them, because they were the only amiibo ones I liked, enough to have them in my town. I had Giggly, Hans, Epona, Stella, Medley. I had, named Berto. Berto really bothered me, though, because I bought his amiibo card because his character model cracked me up, and I expected him to have a deep voice like Apollo does, and he has a really high-pitched squeaky voice, and he acts really snooty. I really thought he was gonna look and sound like Teddy Roosevelt because of his character model. I had, oh, what's his name? It's one of the hamsters. What's his name? I can picture him. His name is like a pun off of a famous scientist. That's fine, keyboard. Don't work. Which one? Graham. After Graham Bell. I sort of like it. It doesn't have as much to do, certainly, but I don't know, I think it's kind of interesting. I think it's definitely a good, I think it's a nice direction for the game to go. I really hope that they expand it to have more things to do, you know, more stuff happening. I kind of, like, it's definitely like it's like Animal Crossing Lite, almost. You know, it's like a really simplified version of the regular game. And I sort of don't mind it, because a lot of the times I don't have time to pick up the game and load it up and clean up my town and whatever. That's like the hardest part of the regular game, is having to clean up your shit every time you stop playing. I'm already not looking forward to that, and I'm probably honestly gonna take the cartridge out of my 3DS again and just hack all the weeds out of it, because I don't feel like picking them up. And I'm gonna guess by now somebody has moved out who I didn't want to move out, so I'm gonna have to rearrange the town again anyway, so... That's the only problem with the town being... kind of arranged the way I want it to be, is that the animals need to move into really specific locations, and if anybody moves out of the town and I have to invite them back in, I have to make sure that I tile the areas in the town where they could move in to prevent them from moving in anywhere that I don't want them to move. So like I have to go through all my garden areas and just throw tiles on the ground so that they can't move into those spaces. Otherwise, they move in on top of my plants, and then I have to replant everything. So, unfortunately, because my town looks the way it does, it's a little bit tricksy to have animals moving in and out. I definitely prefer the regular game. I'm not saying that I think the Pocket version is better, by any means, but I do think it's a nice step forward. I think it's, you know, I could see Animal Crossing going in this direction moving forward. Animal Crossing kind of feels like it was always supposed to be a mobile game. I feel like I don't know, I feel like this mobile experience for it fits. It just, you know, it's not enough. I feel like mobile would make it really easy to connect with other people and play with your friends and stuff, and, you know, there's already a lot of wait time in the game for, like, you know, you have to wait for your trees to grow back, you know, you only get so many options of things to buy every day. So, like, I feel like mobile is like a reasonable, at least, maybe not the best direction for it to go, but it's at least a reasonable direction, like, it makes sense. Whereas, like, it would not make sense to turn the regular Pokemon games into a mobile-style game, if that makes sense. You know, like, for Pokemon to make the jump to mobile, it made sense for it to be a GPS-based, you know, traveling game, rather than just build and fight your monsters, you know? It'd be cool if Switch got Animal Crossing, absolutely. I definitely like the bigger map. Having a bigger map to kind of do whatever you wanted with is cool. I really liked the, in New Leaf, I really liked the, what do they call them? The public works projects. I thought that was a really cool step forward also. I sort of wish they let you put, like, more in than what they allowed. I imagine it has something to do with, like, having too much stuff could crash your game or whatever, but I do wish they let you have more, public works projects out. Everybody really wanted that Sinnoh remake. I feel like the Switch, if well, I know they've teased at a Switch Pokemon. I feel like whatever they do with the Switch as far as Pokemon main series games, I feel like it's going to be more along the lines of a I think it's going to be more along the lines of like an XD or, you know, Coliseum. I don't feel like it's going to be a remake or like a Sun and Moon type thing, you know? I feel like it's going to be a really RPG style one. I don't know. So I don't know, like, if they're gonna do another handheld and put the Sinnoh remakes on there, or what they're gonna do, but I'm surprised they didn't do Sinnoh remakes, to be honest. I loved 5th gen. I know everybody has different opinions about 5th gen, but I really liked 5th gen. 5th gen gave me some of my favorite Pokemon in the whole franchise. Yeah, Coliseum and XD were great, so I would be okay with that. I'm just saying, like, I don't know if, like, where they're gonna fit a Sinnoh remake in there. Because I think I heard that, Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon are the last Pokemon games that are gonna be on the 3DS. Which is sort of a strange move, I would say. I guess they're trying to phase out the 3DS, which is sort of lame, because I just got one for Christmas, because, you know, I couldn't afford to buy a new one. So that's sort of lame, but... you know. I'm not gonna lie. I bought Ultra Moon, like, the day after it came out, and it's still sitting in the bag on my floor. I feel really weird about that, because, like, I feel like I should be excited about it, but I'm just not that excited about it. I bought it just hoping that you know, someday I would feel you know, one of these days I'd feel the urge to open it and play it, but it just... I don't know. Like, I haven't even watched any playthroughs on YouTube for it. Like, I watch 3 or 4 PokeTubers, and the day it came out, my subscription box just flooded with Sun and Moon content. And I figured at that point, I was like, well, I'll just watch my favorite guy. I'll just watch his playthrough. But, like, watching the beginning of it, it looks like it's almost exactly the same. And then I watched part of somebody else's, and it, like, the scene where, the mom, Lusamine, gets pulled into the wormhole and Guzma goes after her, that whole scene looks exactly the same. So, like, is it, like, the same story with differences now that there's the new team? Because the story seems like it's exactly the same. I don't, like, or at least parts of it are exactly the same. Like, I don't want to be negative about it because it seems like this, like, I don't know, it seems like the story gets interesting, but it just, I guess I was expecting a completely different story. Like, and I know they didn't explicitly say that it was going to be a completely different story, but, well, or did they? Did they say it was, I know they said it was an alternate timeline. I guess that doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be a totally different story, but I guess the first nail in the coffin for me personally with Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon was that there were no new Pokemon. And that's the biggest thing that gets me excited for a new Pokemon game, is that I want to play with all the new Pokemon. Because I don't want to use the same team I already used. And so, like, I think I haven't really enjoyed the remakes and the sequels all that much. I never even purchased Black 2, White 2. Because when it came out, I was like, well, there's no new Pokemon, so I don't care. And the same, and I know that's sort of a me problem and not a Nintendo problem, so, like, I'm not blaming the games for that because I've heard those games are great. It's just when it came out, it didn't interest me because it didn't have anything new. And, like, the Hoenn remakes, I really didn't enjoy those games because I had already played them and I already sort of knew the story, and it just didn't stand out to me as something I really wanted to play. And the only reason I bought it was because all my friends at school had it, and it was really hard for me to do Pokemon battles with them because a lot of them wanted to use the new Megas, and you can't use the new Megas in if your battle partner is using X and Y, so I had to buy it. I guess, I actually think maybe, based on what I've seen of the stuff in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, and to bring a little bit more of a positive spin to the conversation, because I don't think it looks like it's bad. I kind of feel like, and correct me if I'm wrong for those of you who have played it, but it kind of sounds like Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon was everything that Sun and Moon was supposed to be, but they toned down the main story a little bit. And then when they realized how fun Sun and Moon was to everyone, they went, well, maybe we should give them the real story that has the whole thing with the wormholes and a whole new, you know, give Necrozma a bigger part in the story. Like, it kind of seems like Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon was supposed to be what the original Sun and Moon was, and they took Necrozma out and rearranged it so that Necrozma was not in it and not a player, and so then that would mean that my negative feeling toward it, the not even negative, just the sort of lack of interest in playing it is more from the fact that I have already played it and not from the fact that the story is not good. You know? Hello, Altair. Welcome. If I could make a Pokemon, what would it be? I don't know. That's a good question. Honest to God, I've seen a lot of really cool fake Pokemon, like, that I could never come up with in a million years. I saw there was one fake Pokemon, I think it might be from Uranium, but it's, oh no, it's from Sage? I think it's Sage. It's like a beaker, and with, like, gas coming out of it, and I think it's like a normal poison type or something. It's like, but if you give it a burn heal and evolve it, it will turn into one form, and if you give it, I think it's an ice heal, and evolve it, it turns into a different form, so depending on what you give to your, like, little beaker, it becomes a different element. And I thought that was sort of a cool evolutionary track type deal. I like the Fakemon that have really interesting evolutionary, like, paths to them. Like, not just in the line of having, like, oh, it has more than one form, but that it has more than one form because you influenced it in a way that makes sense. I think that's kind of cool. I've always enjoyed those. There's already axolotls, Wooper and Quagsire. And Mudkip, sort of. Wooper's an axolotl, though. And that's why he's the best. Quagsire is actually not an axolotl, though. Quagsire is a giant Japanese salamander. And if you see one, you will know. Like, there's his big dumb face. There's Quagsire IRL, and he's really not that cute. Quagsires, in real life, have big mouths, but they're really not that great. They have big scary noses, and I have no idea where their eyes are, and it kind of worries me. I think that's maybe an eye. Although that looks more like an axolotl with no fins, so... It's so scary! It's all brown and slimy! I don't like it. Mage, I think I know what you're talking about. Like, I don't know what you're talking about, but I feel like I know what you're talking about, if that makes any sense. Actually, let me show you, I want to play Uranium on the channel one of these days, but, because I don't know if it's any good, but it looks like it's pretty good, and I like some of the Pokemon in it. But let me show you this thing, because it's great. Okay, first of all, they gave Dunsparce an evolution, and it's so great, and I wish that this was real. Honestly, if I could create a Pokemon, it would just be an evolution for Dunsparce, because Dunsparce needs more love. And I can't remember the name of the thing I'm looking for, and that's why I'm scrolling down this whole list. Where is it? This thing! Jellin. It's like a sea slug, and I love it! Axolotls are not the same. Their faces are more defined, they're less squishy, they have more noticeable eyes, and they have the cute little gills on the side of their heads. Axolotls are way better than regular salamanders in every way. They're big, giant babies. They're just adult babies. So Jellin, I enjoy him quite a bit. I want that to be real also. We need, like, not that we need more sea slug Pokemon, because, Gastrodon and Shellos exist, so, you know, they're great. We need more of that, though. I would love one of the future games to give, like, a third form to them, honestly. I'm actually surprised they didn't do that in Alola, actually. I'm surprised— well, and I guess it's because they were sticking their Alolan forms to just Gen 1, but, like, I would have loved to have seen, like, an Alolan, Gastrodon. Because, you know, you find sea slugs in tropical climates, so it would make sense if you found an Alolan one. I don't know. Oh, Gumi's cute, too. I like Gumi. Yeah, dude, play it anyway. Play it anyway, and prove me wrong. Play the game, and then tell me how great it is, and that I should play it. So, let me ask you guys, and maybe it's a bit of a spoiler, but let me ask you guys. So, when you do go through the Ultra Wormhole, are there Ultra Beasts all over the place as if they're wild Pokemon? Or are they still kind of rare? I know they're not legendary, by the way, but, like, are they kind of uncommon and you only see, like, one or two of them as if they are legendary? Or do you see them all over, like, their regular Pokemon in that universe? So I was curious about that. It kind of— because you go through the Ultra Wormhole and it's like they're Ultra Space, so I kind of wondered if they're like the Pokemon of that dimension. Yeah, well, because I know in Sun and Moon you get more than one of some of them, but I was just kind of wondering, you know, did they? One of the theories I was hearing was that that in Ultra Space, the Ultra Beasts, like the things we call Ultra Beasts, are just regular Pokemon in that universe. You know, they're just like a Pidgey or a Rattata or a Pikachu to the people who live in Ultra Space. That was like a theory I heard, and I was wondering how true that is in Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. Like, I'd rank them more, like, among the lines of, like, you know, not legendary, but, like, an extremely rare, like, there's only one of them in this dimension kind of thing, if you were only able to get one of each, but we clearly saw that there's, like, a fuck ton of Nihiligos in there, so, in the first game, so I kind of wondered if in the second game they explain further, oh yeah, the Ultra Beasts are just, like, regular-ass Pokemon to the people in the Ultra deal. If axolotls could breed on land, then they would just be salamanders. Then they would just be a regular salamander, and they wouldn't have the floofies on the side of their heads, and then they wouldn't be great. I realized how badly I explained that. So my question was, like, do they pop up, like, in Ultra Space a lot, or is it still, like, you know, you get 2 Celesteelas, and that's it? I just rambled for like 4 minutes there and didn't get anywhere with my topic, so. Oh man, that would have been cool if you could explore Ultra Space like it was a whole new thing. I guess that's true, though. It would be pretty busted, because they're pretty strong like legendaries, aren't they? They're not legendaries, but they are strong like them, correct? I sort of wondered if at the very least is it implied that they're common and normal for Ultra Space. Maybe penguins are great. Penguins in general are great. Well, I don't know. I have the game now, so one of these days I'll play it. But I have Animal Crossing Pocket Camp. It's superior. Definitely. Stupid mobile game? Yeah. Definitely better gaming. Totally. I bought it. I own it. It's not like I skipped it like I did with Black and White. Now I have it. Or Black 2, White 2. Now I have it, so I have no excuse not to play it someday. That electric cat thing they came out with was kind of cool. I wish they had done a couple more of those kind of things. Because he was kind of cool looking. I also watched, again, well, since I knew it was going to happen, I don't consider it much of a spoiler, but, I did watch the video, I watched a video of, like, all the different forms of Necrozma. The ultimate Necrozma form is really cool. Like, I'm not even gonna pretend like I didn't think that was the coolest shit I've ever seen. His cry is fantastic. Just in every way. That thing is sweet. For all the shit that game's getting right now, that cry was one of my favorite cries. Like, in the whole... I don't know. It just, to me, it was really cool. Just like the... whatever the Ultra Necrozma form is. Like, when it first transforms and it, like, screeches, and the screech is all distorted. Oh, it sounds so cool. I'm such a sucker for, like, cool sound effects like that. Does he? See, now that's a reason I would want to play it. I would want to play the game just so I could hear his theme in-game. Because one of the coolest, like, I don't know. I guess in that way, I'm like really, I love little audio things. I think part of it's because I'm not good at audio related stuff, but, like, in Game of Thrones, I love the scenes, the really emotional, intense scenes where you suddenly hear a couple notes from that person's theme. You know, like whenever Drogon comes on the screen and it plays that one specific instrument that's like Drogon's instrument, I love that. Or, like, you know, when you start hearing the Rains of Castamere whenever, you know, one of the Lannisters is on screen. I love that. And so, see you later, stop sign, have a good night. So, like, at the end of at the end of Moon, and, you know, Kukui spoiler alert for anyone who somehow missed Sun and Moon, when Kukui comes up to you after you've gotten to the end of the Elite Four, and when he battles you and the game theme kicks in, that was, like, the coolest shit ever to me. I just was like, it's Kukui! The music was just so cool. I'm such a sucker for that kind of thing. I don't know, maybe I was the only one that got super hype about that, but hearing the theme like that was just so cool to me. Midnight Lycanroc is cool. Yeah, the Lycanrocs are cool. Rowlet has one of my favorite character models in the whole game. Like, I like the sprites of the other characters, like the other Pokemon, but I don't know, something about the way they did Rowlet's sprite, I just really enjoy. Like, I like the fact that when he turns, you don't really see a crease in his neck from his head turning. His head just sort of moves on his orb-shaped body. I don't know, something about that kind of... I love that. Because it makes him really look like an owl, you know? Rowlet is better than Decidueye and Dartrix by a lot. Like, I'm gonna play, if I play through Ultra Sun, or Ultra Moon, I guess I bought Ultra Moon. When I play through Ultra Moon, I'm gonna pick Rowlet, and I'm just never gonna evolve it. That's actually another reason I think that I'm so into Pokemon games that give you new Pokemon, is because I have a living dex in the game, so the idea of recatching a bunch of stuff means nothing to me. So I only catch the things I want on my team and then don't catch anything else because there's no reason for me to catch anything else because I already own everything. I already have all the Pokemon in the Pokebank. I just need to move them into the game. Decidueye's like fine. Decidueye's okay. I don't hate Decidueye. He's not as good as Rowlet. Rowlet is cute and round and fat. You know what's funny? The first and everybody, you know, he got so much hate at the beginning, but everybody hated on Poplio. And I hated on Poplio. I thought he looked really out of place. And by the time they were done with all the promotional material and the games came out, I really started to like Poplio. Poplio's super cute. I don't know what it was about his design the first time I saw him, but he just did not stick out to me at first. I just thought it was really stupid looking. I didn't think it looked like a Pokemon. And now I sort of like it. The thing I didn't like about Poplio, and I still don't like about Poplio, is I don't like Brionne. I think Brionne does not look like enough of a mid-stage. Brionne kind of looks like the stereotypical female version of a Poplio. Like, it still looks too base stage to me, and that always kind of bugged me a little bit. Not that it is, it just, I never cared for Brionne's design, but I really liked Primarina, like, a lot. I liked the way that design came out. And also, while we're on the topic of the starters from Sun and Moon, Incineroar is the scariest thing I've ever seen in my life. I'm just gonna put that out there for a minute. Like, Incineroar is actually a terrifying Pokemon. Fun fact, if you have not seen the Pokemon I Choose You movie that features Ash and Pikachu but not Misty and Brock, and has Ash with a rainbow wing going to find Ho-Oh, one of the characters has an Incineroar, and he runs like a gorilla. And it is the scariest shit I have ever seen in my life. Like, let me see if I can find a picture. Yeah, Incineroar. This shit is so scary. I don't like it at all. I was like, why does it run like that? There's a clip. Is there a clip? Is there a video? No, it's an AMV. Oh. Yeah, well, so it... But, like, when it runs on its knuckles, and it freaks me out, because I expect it to run like a person, and it doesn't. Okay, well, it's not in there, so whatever. But, like, yeah, it runs on all fours, and I don't like it. Yes, the fact that it thrusts with its belt is kind of freaky, but, like, in this show, it's like, you know, it's little angry, you know, cat free. And then it runs with its feet like this. and its butt's like all the way, like there's its little belt, and then it's like running on all fours. But it's like human shape, and it bugs the shit out of me, because it should run like a person, because it's shaped like a person. Oh, it scared the heck out of me. I didn't like it. I just babbled about how I didn't like it for like 3 minutes there. It's like Donkey Kong if Donkey Kong had a human, like, shape body. You know? Like, Donkey Kong has long arms and short legs, but Incineroar's arms and legs are proportional because it's a human-shaped creature. And so, when it runs, it looks really stupid because the back legs are still long. So when it runs, it's like a table. It's like his feet are here, and his front legs are here, and his little tail's like that, and then his head's like here. So it runs really stupid. I don't like it. I guess I expected it to run like a person. I expected it to, like, jog and, like, you know, come up to you, like, running. Like, to fight. Like a boxer, almost. Like, I expected it to be upright, but it's not. If I find, like, a clip of the fight, I'll put it on Discord so you guys can see it, and you can judge for yourself if it's the scariest thing you've ever seen or not. I also had a hot second where I was like, what is going on with these? What is this? Why did I draw dreadlocks? They are fingers. And then I scrolled up and I was like, of course they're fingers. What's wrong with me? His arm seems really small. That's because I think it is. Actually, well, yeah, because I guess it would be running towards you like a, I don't know, a very intense, you know, jogger. I don't know. It does, okay. I didn't want to click on anything, because, like, not that it would have anything weird in it, but I just didn't want to listen to weird, cringy music. I think that's the third time I spelled that. Cringy music. Alright, get out of here. Skipping forward. This movie was weird, by the way. It was just a very strange. You know what part it was at? My scrub is not working correctly, so I can't. It's different. Maybe it's this one. Yeah, maybe it's this one. It does kind of, like, thrust its dick at you, though. Like, sometimes it looks better than others. Oh, it's just combining lots of sun and moon clips. Yeah, of course, obligatory, spelled that wrong. Oh, we watched this one already. See, like, if the scrubber was working, I'd be able to see, like, what clip I'm at, but it's not working, so I can't, like, scrub through the video. We'd have to watch the whole 3-minute video for me to find it. Yeah, grab me a link if you could. We'll judge it. Honestly, I'm surprised somebody hasn't put a bootleg video up yet. Yeah, see, I don't want Charizard versus Incineroar, I want Charmeleon. Like, he evolves in this scene. Like, I expect, like, those kind of moves, though. I expect him to, like, jump and leap and run, and but he runs on all fours, and it's... Yeah, Lucario's, like, in everything now. I don't even know why. He's a cool Pokemon, he's just... I don't think he's that great. I don't remember if he does anything in this scene. We certainly derailed the art portion of the stream with random YouTube videos that might get me copyright claim, but I don't have the sound on, so it doesn't matter. Did it? Okay. I just specifically remember this scene. The scene that it actually sort of looks like this AMV just took the scene and used it. Incineroar's also fucking huge, so there's also that. Yeah, I think he comes running after the Charmeleon here. The animation for this movie was really cool, the story was dumb. They also make it sound like Incineroar's Blaze ability was they make him sound like he has the ability Blaze, but it's like unique to him, and it's not. Yeah, okay, there! Yes! Look at him! Why does it run on all fours? I don't like it! Firefang looks amazing, but why does it run on all fours? Look how stupid it looks! It's so scary when it runs like that. I don't like it. Why does it run like that? Look at it go! Its legs are so stupid looking. Peak physical performance. It does. I don't like it. My drawing was actually pretty accurate. Alright, well... Yeah, it does! It looks like it wasn't drawn right. And also, yes, that hairstyle was the worst thing ever. This character was super cringy, too. Because he was, like, that typical, like, Gary-type character, but he didn't, like... It wasn't, so Gary was, like, a dickhead because he thought he was the best thing ever, but when he wasn't the best thing ever, he kind of, like... he eventually evolved into being a character who was more interested in his Pokemon than he was in... He still wanted to be the best, but, like, Gary at least cared about his Pokemon. This kid's like, I only catch Pokemon that are strong. You know, I abandoned my Charmander because he wasn't good. And it's like, where did you find a wild Incineroar in Kanto? 'Cause I call bullshit on that. There's, like, if you didn't want a Charizard, but you worked a Litten all the way up to an Incineroar, I don't think so. No way. Fuck you. So that's what happened. Dire Crow, I did want to scroll up and read your list of favorite Pokemon. Honchkrow, Staraptor, Weavile, Weasel, Archon, Decidueye, Goodra, Zangoose, Murkrow, and Trico. Oh, see now, you separated Murkrow and Honchkrow. Cause, like, when I do lists of, like, favorite Pokemon, I lump evolutions together if it fits. So, like, if I gave you my top 3 favorite Pokemon, I would lump Quagsire and Wooper together because I love them equally. I just love that line in general. Oh, that's my new favorite thing. In fact, you know what? Since we found this, I'm gonna screenshot it and stick it in the Discord. Because I can. I would have a really hard time picking my top 10, like, off the top of my head like that. Because there's so many Pokemon I like and didn't get to put on my top favorite Pokemon per type. Like, I really like Dunsparce. I don't know why. Yes, that's the one. Beautiful. There we go. So I will stick that in the Discord later. I got 10 minutes. I'm gonna work on this some more and not fuck around. So this arm looks kind of messed up, and I'm gonna fix it. I got a good laugh out of that. That was good. But, like, I don't know. I like a lot of Pokemon. Dunsparce is super cute. I like Chandelure a lot. I like... What do I say are my top 10 favorite? I don't know. How about the rest of you guys? You know, if you... You know, if 10's too many, you know, maybe then what's your top 3? What's your top 3 favorite Pokemon? If you got favorite Pokemon, that is. You dead in for name. Okay. Yeah, oh yeah, and when I ask for top 3 to 10 favorite Pokemon, you know, give me something in that range. You know, what top 3 to 10. You know, you could feel free to lump your evolutions together. Those are some good picks. My top 3 very squarely are Wooper and Quagsire, Rowlet, just Rowlet, Decidueye, and the other one are fine. There's Rowlet specifically, and Lugia would be my definitive top 3. Like, without question, those 3. If I tried to go up higher than 3, though, Dunsparce would end up on there. So I'd say Dunsparce, Pumpkaboo, Chandelure, probably Yveltal. 2 more. Rayquaza. Rayquaza's on there, definitely. It's so hard to pick a top 10 favorite because there's so many good choices. I've always really liked Lugia. He's always been one of my favorite Pokemon just in general. I like his design. Got the Uranus with Tyranitar, Talonflame, and Pidgeot. Those are some good choices. The only thing that bugs me about Talonflame is his name. I feel like Talonflame should have had... Oh, does this guy have claws, by the way, Mage? Does he have claws like this? I just realized I'm drawing, you know, claws on him, but Or does he have regular human fingers? The other day in the car on the way home from work, I don't know why I was thinking about it all of a sudden, but I was really trying hard to remember the, like, the legend from the movie 2000, and I could not remember it, like, even part of it to save my life. And so I was just sitting in my car going, how does it start? I know that there's a stupid line about the world turning to ash, and it's like, oh, it wasn't just to ash like it's gonna burn, it was turning to ash like it's Ash Ketchum. Haha. And but I couldn't remember how it started or how it ended, and in like a flash of a second, the whole thing came back to me, and I could recite it word for word. And it was really weird. I suddenly was like, wow, I'm a fucking nerd. It's really funny, because, you know, Nugget picked all, like, lizards. Salazzle, Grovyle, Flygon, and Direcrow picked all birds, except for Weavile, but Weavile has feathers on it, so... Like, they're all dark or birds. It's kind of fun. Like, I don't mean, like, funny in a bad way, because it's fun. I like it. They fit you guys. It's cool. Everybody's favorite Pokemon kind of matches them, I think. I should wear pants. I'm getting predictable. That's the problem. I totally don't mean it in a bad way. I mean it in a good way, you know, because it so fits you guys. The Mage has Komodo, Hydreigon, and Midnight Light and Rock, which also fits, because Dragon, dragon, wolf. So, I like that. So many Pokemon are good. That's the problem. Actually, the other problem I have trouble with is when people ask me what my least favorite Pokemon are, because I don't really have any least favorite Pokemon. I sort of enjoy most Pokemon, so I always have a hard time choosing like which ones would be my least favorite. Spinarak's pretty up there. I have a real problem with Spinarak. They're completely worthless in Pokemon Go, and I get sick of seeing them. Flygon, Umbreon, Gudra, Latias, Lapras, Ninetales, Braixen, or however you pronounce that, Midnight Lycanroc, Lugia, Arcanine. Ah, I beat you to it, Direcrow. Yeah, my least favorite? See, I don't really have a least favorite. Like a specific, like, I will hate this Pokemon forever kind of thing. Like V King Nappy, his like least favorite Pokemon literally of all time is Umbreon for some reason, and that's fine. He's allowed to have an opinion, but like, I don't know. Like, I don't have one specific Pokemon that makes me like that level of angry. You know, I don't really hate any Pokemon. Spinarak's cute, but it's like, meh. You know, it doesn't do anything for me, and I get so sick of seeing it in Pokemon Go because it's not worth anything. Like, there's no reason to collect them in Pokemon Go. It's not like you can use them for evolution fodder because you need 50 of them to even evolve it, to even think about evolving it. Oh, that's what that line was. Well, rip. Here. Something has occurred. Something has gone wrong. A lot of things have gone wrong. Actually, hang on. I see what happened here. I see what I did. Now, scooched this layer up and it threw me off. That's better. Does he have a scar across his throat? Okay, I'll add that. Since we're here, I will do it. Is it in the reference? Yes, it is. You can see it. There you are. Throat scar. Done. Lots of snakes for Altair. Like it. You like your snakies? Your snaky boys. Or girls. Yeah, I don't know if I have one specific one that, like, I just hate, you know? I generally tend to not, like... It's more like any preferences I have in the negative for certain Pokemon is more like I'm tired of seeing it. You know, like, I don't really like Lucario that much, but that's just because I'm so sick of seeing him everywhere. Like, he's in literally everything. But I also play him in Smash Brothers sometimes. So, you know, it's like kind of a catch-22, you know? Like, I like him, but I also don't like him. I get sick of seeing him and stuff, but I don't mind playing him in Smash. Greninja, I don't really care for that much. The whole Ash Greninja thing was super weird to me. I didn't really care for that all that much. Again, I don't really hate Greninja. I think his design's really cool. I picked Froakie because I liked Greninja, but then Greninja was, like, oversaturated into everything. Oh, yeah, and going back, I just remembered I started a comment and then didn't finish it. Talonflame's name really bothers me. Because his Japanese name is Flaro, and Flaro is so much cooler than Talonflame, and I just felt like it was a really lazy name. I really like Talonflame. His name sometimes still bugs me. It's the only one that's like a really in-your-face, like, not a pun, you know? How they, you know how you can be like, oh, Pikachu's name is a combination of the sound Pika, you know, that means this. What is it, like, Pika is something like a electric something, and then chew is the sound a mouse makes or something, like, or whatever it is, but like it's like an amalgamation of things, and it's not just like electric mouse. You know, it would be like if you called Pikachu electric mouse, and that always kind of bugged me a little bit. I kind of wish they would have gone with like a like mixed name, like Flaro, because it's Flame and Sparrow, but that's right, Pika's like a flash of light. Is it really? Fiero. Okay, well it's, you know, it's close. Buzzwole cracks me up. Yeah, but even, like, Lizardon is, like, lizard and, like, dragon. So it's, like, a mix of things. It's not like they just went fire lizard. You know, if they had called it fire lizard. You know, Ekans, poison snake. Seviper, grass snake. Zubat, actually a bat. You know, like, if they had, like, given them stupid little names like that, but whatever. I like Talonflame a lot as a Pokemon, so it doesn't bother me that much, but it just, I don't understand why its name is the only one that's that simple, you know? Lackey, Booster, and Showers. Alright, well. Maybe I stand corrected. Ekans and Zarbok are great names. Oh, Japan. Well, it doesn't bother me to the point that I hate the Pokemon. It's one of those things where it's so different from the other names that are mostly combinations of words to come up with a unique name, that having the word Talon and Flame mixed together, you know, two really distinct, noticeable words crammed together as a name feels off to me. Not in a way that makes me hate it, it bothers me just a little bit. It just, you know, it bothers me in the way that I wish they would have done something different, but they didn't, so I'm kind of just like, alright, well, that's things are now. You know, it is what it is now, but I just sort of felt like they could have come up with something better. I actually have a whole team of bird Pokemon. It gets its face punched in by rock types, but, you know, it was fun to build. I had a Honchkrow, I had Staraptor, Honchkrow, Braviary, Altaria, because I needed something that wasn't a flying type. I needed, like, a dragon. I needed the Dragon Fairy Mega. I had Unpheasant for support. And Talonflame. That was 6. They're on my Tumblr somewhere. I drew them. The Braviary and the Altaria are natural shinies. I bred for them, so I didn't, like, hack them in. But I have them in-game. They're shiny, for real. My Staraptor's name is Elliot, and my Honchkrow's name is Barbosa. And I believe the Braviary is Helmarock, after the Helmarock King from Wind Waker. And what were my other names? I don't remember what I named my Altaria. Oh, like the UCL stuff. I really enjoyed the UCL stuff and the, like on YouTube when the YouTubers would do that, like the draft picks, and like I really like I said, Nappy's one of my favorite PokeTubers, and so I used to watch it when he did it, but people are real dicks about it. They take it way too seriously, and so he didn't want to do it anymore because people were like getting too competitive and it took the fun out of it for him, so I kind of stopped watching them just because, mostly just because, like, you know, my favorite PokeTuber wasn't doing it anymore, and we moved on to something else, so I just also moved on to something else. Yeah, I think Helmarock's a great name for a Braviary. You know, other than, like, Murica. When he's shiny, he looks just like the Helmarock King. Mostly. If I could spell, it would be a lot easier to find these things. This folder at all. They are not. I don't know. They're around somewhere. Actually. Yep. Wait. Siren and Strix. I forgot about Strix. I know Strix is like a species name for owls, but she made I don't know, I was thinking of the one character from Guardians of the Galaxy whose name is Strixstrama, and I just that. I don't know who Rivali is, so I don't know. Cast the chat up. Those are my burbs. I was actually really happy with how Barbosa came out in this one, because I made him look like a crow. Okay. Gotta play that. That's on the list. I'm asking for a Switch for Christmas, so if my dad, you know, wants to do that. If I'm, you know, if I'm fortunate enough, maybe I'll get a Switch for Christmas, and then we'll try. I'll have to figure out how to set up that kind of thing if I get one, but I don't know. I tried to set up my Wii U for streaming, and it didn't really work that well, and I was having a really hard time connecting it with my capture card, so I don't know if maybe one of you guys could help me post-holidays if I, you know, get a thing. I'm gonna have to look it up now, though, because I want to know who you're talking about. I might know who it is. Is it a he? Fan art, but... These bird people are cool. I dig them a lot. I like that he looks like a macaw. He's got the little dark circle around the eye, so it was a little hard to tell. I can never, like, it's hard to tell because that accent makes them look feminine even if they're not, and so I have to ask. Who's the other one? I've seen Rivali. I think there's an amiibo of him now, isn't there? Oh yeah, so much. I liked Medley a lot. I liked her character. She was cute, but these are definitely better. My favorite one from Wind Waker, still Makar. Makar's the best. He's so cute. A little chubby seed friend. I don't know, everything about him was just the best thing ever. Like, to the point that I went and made a plush of him. Like, I went and learned how to sew just so I could make a plush of him. But he's great, and I love him. I love that little leaf seed. But I agree with you guys. Yeah, the new ones are way better. They improved the designs quite a bit. I didn't mind the Rito that in the Wind Waker that much, but yeah, the Breath of the Wild ones are better. Okay. I just realized it's 10:11 and I have to go to bed. So, this is where we're at. Surprisingly, I got the whole background finished, and I got like half the line art done on one of the characters. So, thumbs up. Oh yeah. Tell your Breath of the Wild story. Tell me. I shall wait. Oh my god, why was my volume so loud there for a second? Jesus. That's so funny, though. That is super relatable. Nothing is more important than you are. Random lady, you are very correct. Okay. Well, I'm gonna go mentally prepare myself for work tomorrow. And I also have to switch the laundry, I just remembered. So, I'm gonna go do that. You know, I'm gonna go be a boring adult for a little while. So, thanks for hanging out with me. I had fun chatting about Pokemon and Nintendo-related things. I'll be back tomorrow for Ori and the Blind Forest, so we'll plug away at that. I think we're doing a boss next, Dyer said, so that'll be interesting. We'll see how many times I die on that. But for now, guys, have a good night or a good day. Have a good day at school tomorrow if you're going back, and I will hopefully see you guys tomorrow night for some more fun and relaxing, maybe. So I will talk to you guys later. Bye!